hello to the me. How's it going, me? Not too sure, if I'm being completely honest. It's one of those weeks where I'm admittedly going to get a lot done, but a lot of stuff that is not really worth talking about. Right now, it's just, I wake up, I edit a video, I go, oh god, I'm not going to meet the deadline, and then I go, well, let's push it back a week. Let's just do that. Like, I'm going to have the video part of the video done by Friday, but that means that all the audio still has to be done. And that's at least, like, a 2-day job. And listening back to it is, like, the plosives are really bad. I need to, like, go through and actually, like, properly butcher this timeline in order to make it so that I can comfortably hear things. I'm in my I think I love fighting games era. I think specifically, I'm in my I really wish that I could play Marvel, but the online is insufferable era. Which I think, realistically speaking, considering it's a fighting game that I don't already know, is my I love fighting games era, because I'm, like, looking at it and I'm going, yeah, I could spend another hour in the training mode, why not? And I can't really tell you what it is about it specifically that's, like, caught my ear, but I think it's the movement. I think it's the movement's so good. And this game as well has fun movement as well. It's like, we're just all in movement land. I hate this motherfucker. I forgot the reason that I stopped playing Tekken. It's this motherfucker right here. I haven't been playing Tekken off stream, like, at all. That might be a lie now that I think about it, but it might be the truth as well, who knows. How do you feel about Yoshi in this game? I feel the same way about Yoshi in this game that I normally do about all Yoshis, in that they're kind of annoying, and it's hard to tell how good they are. Which is more annoying than the fact that I'm losing to them. Not being able to tell if the person that I'm losing to is good or bad is more frustrating than the character being, like, really, really strong or really annoying to play against. If that's what you mean, this guy's going to keep going low. He's going mid now. He thinks that I'm dumb as hell. He might even be right, which is the craziest part. When is the new video? The new video is next week. I thought there would be this week. I was very solid on the video coming out this week, and it's just not gonna happen. I've got the final 2 minutes in Blender right now, which isn't that big a deal. It just requires like a, you know, it just requires like a little bit of attention. But if I wanted to come out on Friday, then it's like, it would just be too much. And I want to talk about it more when the video is actually out, because there's a lot of things that I want to go through, mostly with myself more than anyone, because, you know, like all good content creators, I don't care if the audience is there. I'm mostly there to yap to myself more than anyone. But when the video is actually out, I want to go through and I want to go, like, why exactly has everything taken 400 years for this video specifically, when it should have taken roughly 3 weeks? I remember telling my dad, because my dad is, you know, he's pretty conscious about the fact that I haven't made a video in a while as well. I remember telling my dad, like, 2 months ago, I was like, yeah, this video will be out in, like, I don't know, give it 3 weeks. And now here we are, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I might just be fucked. I'm going to be on the unemployment benefits soon enough. Oh my god. I didn't know that you could just, like, stand there and take it. That was pretty cool. Also, I think I know that this is, like, a thing that I keep saying recently, but I think, you know, maybe that's just, like, a sign of what's, like, going on in my life right now. But I think my brain is, like, really cooked right now, because last night I was sat there in bed, and I was just thinking to myself, like, everyone hates me. Like, nobody wants me to make a video again, because they'll just be like, this kid should shut the fuck up. I hate him. He's always wrong. And if he's right, he's always right for stupid reasons, and I hate him. I think it's come from the fact that I just haven't put anything out in so long. And other YouTubers will tell you this as well. If it's been a while since you've, like, put anything out, you don't get any positive feedback. The only feedback that you see is like, this video sucks. You're cringe. This sucks. And it's like, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just that you have, like, 12 random guys that show up to your video, and, you know, naturally, they're kind of like, well, this wasn't really what I wanted. That's not me fishing for compliments as well. That's just me finding a reason to yap. Is there a particular reason that you main Kuma? Well, I mean, the main thing is that they got rid of Heihachi. If Heihachi was still in this game, I would still be playing... Ooh! I would still be playing Heihachi every single day and going, why am I still plus there? But you might be looking at Kuma and going, well, if you were a Heihachi player, surely you'd be playing Reina. This doesn't add up. But here is the gamer's dilemma, audience member. Like a true professional gamer in waiting that I am, which I'm not, I refuse to play characters that are really good. And I kind of like that Kuma is a little bit shit, but not so shit that you can't do anything with it. It just means that you have to, like, sidestep in a very deliberate manner and be like, what character, like, what way can I sidestep this shit? Not just, like, I can do anything. Oh, God. Would it help if I started begging for a new video in the comments? No. Like, when you've not put anything out for a long time, going to your, like, YouTube channel page and looking at the statistics is miserable. It's all just gray bars everywhere. And YouTube, dumb... Okay, maybe YouTube isn't dumb as hell. It is like a multi-million-dollar business, and so I shouldn't be so BM. But YouTube is dumb as shit. They were like, okay, we're gonna make it so that anytime you have a negative statistic, it's not gonna be red, because red is really bad. We're gonna make it gray instead. But I don't think they realized that, like, the problem isn't the color that the object is. The problem is the fact that the statistic is bad. So it's like, oh, you're like way below your average revenue here. Here's a gray number. And it's like, that's not helping. What would help is if that number was, you know, bigger. Waiting for class to start? Why are there so many people in university or college or school still from my chat? What is this? I don't know why I asked the question. I thought about it for a millisecond and I realized... games are a hobby that is primarily engaged with people, you know, below the age of 30. So, duh. Because fighting game players are babies, XD. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, like, every time I go to a tournament, I'm always, like, shocked at how many people are still in university at the event. Because in my mind, everyone, like, at a tournament is going to age with me. So, like, when I was going to tournaments when I was, like, 18... and I was the primary demographic, I was just thinking, like, yeah, this makes sense. Like, all the 26-year-olds, they're old people. And now I rock up to a tournament and I'm like, what the hell? Why the fuck is everyone so goddamn young? Everyone's Zoomers. All of them are talking about their favorite TikToks. And I'm like, I'm lost. Can we start talking about the Facebook memes again? I'm not in school anymore. Smile. Same. It's been like 10 years since I was in school. And you know what? Significantly happier for it. I'm not saying, like, you know, fuck education. I'm not, like, an anti-intellectual in that sense. When people would say, like, school is going to be, like, the happiest years of your life, it's like, I don't think that's true. I think that there's, like, certainly aspects of it that are going to be the happiest years of my life, but, like, it feels pretty good to wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to go and do, like, a thing that has, like, a sense of purpose instead of I'm gonna wake up and wish that I didn't, you know? Is this that Melee game that you're always on about? No. If you're talking about the tournaments that I go to where all the people are youngers, definitely true for Melee, but it's also still true for, like, so many other games. It's just that instead of it being, like, you know, like 18 to 22, you're more looking at, like, 19 to 23. It's not that different. I think that, like, maybe this is a hot take, but Smash culture and fighting game culture is not that different. It's definitely, like, substantially, like, different in terms of, like, the individuals who attend. Like, Bobby Big Balls is not showing up to the Street Fighter tournament, and neither is, I don't know, like, Joker or Gosane showing up to the Smash tournament. But there's, like, the idea in some people's minds, just, like, based on, like, what I'm seeing on Twitter, that, like, Smash and the FGC are, like, light years apart. But I don't know how to tell you guys. We're all fucking nerds playing our silly little toys. And on both sides, both Smashers and traditional fighting game players, they both seem to think, like, the other guys are all freaks. We're all the normal ones. It's like, we're both absolutely gargantuan nerds. I'm not a nerd, I'm unsubscribing. Silas, you might be a little bit normal, but like the first time that I spoke to you, you were talking about candy flipping, and then the next time that I spoke to you, you were deep in the melee hole. So like, you're a nerd that's a little bit more on the normal side, but that doesn't stop you from being a nerd. What the fuck is candy flipping? It's like mixing drugs, basically. I wasn't really like listening enough to be like, yeah, I get it. Because I was scared of drugs at the time. I think like, when I started playing Melee, it's like, I was like, I'm not gonna drink, I'm not gonna smoke, I'm not gonna do anything. But at the time, it was like, I'm not gonna do that because I'm above that. And also I'm scared of it, but I wouldn't have told you that. Now I'm just like, I'm not doing that shit because I think I will die from it, but also it's like I kind of just don't want to, you know? I'm glad that you were scared of me. No, I'm not scared of you. I was scared of drugs in like the concept of the thing that you ingest in your body. And yet for some reason I was still there like, yeah, actually I will take a Big Mac with fries, and it's like, fucking... You're definitely doing more damage to your body with the daily Big Mac that you're having for lunch. Bro, the psych to nerd pipeline is crazy. I mean, to be fair, there's like a genre of player who is like, was, or still is, like kind of into chems, but is also like some of the chillest like people that you'll ever meet at like a tournament at the very least. Leon, are you looking forward to the new Dragon Ball game? I'm not, but also not because I think that it looks bad or anything like that. It's just that I'm looking at the amount of money that I have and the amount of time that I have, and I'm going, do I really want to invest it in Dragon Ball or Dragon's Dogma 2? And I'm thinking to myself, fuck no, I would rather play Marvel for another 20 hours, and then in those 20 hours go, that was fun, I wish the online worked, and then have not played against a single person during it. And you and I both know that that's how it's going right now. Dragon's Dogma 2 is looking pretty sweet. It is, it is. I've got a mate who, you know, within the review embargo, definitely, 100%, has been, like, showing off some of the gameplay to me. And it looks really cool, but I'm like thinking, am I really gonna put the time in to finish this game? Fuck no. I've got a big backlog of games. I can't justify doing that shit. Oh, what the fuck. Thank you for your button. I appreciate your legs. Not in a gooning way, more in a fuck this guy way. What's a game in your backlog that you're ashamed to have not having played yet? Well, nothing really. Like, there's nothing where I'm like, oh, I need my gamer literacy to like come back up. Realistically, if it's like, oh, I'm ashamed that I haven't like seen that yet, it's like, like, I haven't played that yet, it's like, well, it's not really, like, playing, it's more like films. And if you're, like, oh, what ones are you ashamed of, like, not having seen? It's like, everything? Like, I just haven't watched, like, I've watched Have You Met the Zohan 400 million times when I was, like, 14, but other than that, like, nothing. Have I seen the new Wonka film? I haven't seen shit. You know what I did rewatch, though? I rewatched, My Dinner with Andre, because for some reason, when it comes to films, I exclusively watch, like, Kino, basically. But not because, like, I want to, but because I'm, like, a moron. And so I'm very reluctant to experience new things unless I already know that I like it. So it's like, oh, why would I, like, try the new anything film that anyone could relate to and anyone could enjoy when I could watch this film from, like, 1981 that, like, only the most pretentious fucking morons that you ever met have watched. And you know what? It is a good film. I'll give that to myself. It's a good-ass movie. Crazy how Dragonov is younger than 30 in Tekken 8 and bro still looks like that. How is he younger than 30? Is he getting younger? Is this a... what's that fucking film called? See, this is the problem. I need to become more media literate. I should do that thing where, like, you try to watch, like, a film a day. Because it's only, like, fucking... like, think of, like, 99% of films. They're only, like, 2 hours long. You telling me that I couldn't carve out 2 hours of my day? Benjamin Button, thank you. I don't know why I'm saying you're telling me I couldn't carve out 2 hours of my day. I'm the one that's saying it. Typical streamer blames his audience for everything. Sir, have you made a statement on City of Wolves yet? Do you mean the new SNK game? Okay, so there's a problem when talking about SNK games. People are incredibly stupid. People have gotten the King of Fighters 13 looked so good, brain rot, which is true. King of Fighters 13, it was beautiful. I'm an art guy, I agree. But then they use that as the justification for also all King of Fighters now looks really bad. And it's like, King of Fighters 14 looks a bit dog shit, I'll give you that. 15 looks fine. Fucking City of Wolves, it looks really fucking good. I don't think Terry Bogard looks good. His face kind of looks a bit like, you got that Squidward aesthetic going on. But like, new SNK game looks really good. And I've seen like half the comments are like, fucking this game looks like dog shit. And it's like, do you have eyes, brother? People are just stupid as hell. And I think it all does come from like the fact that 14 looked really, really good. And then, 13 looked really, really good, and then 14 looked like hot dog shit. I think Street Fighter 6 looks better, but I do agree that it looks nice. I think that Hester, you are right from the footage that we have at the moment, because it is being shown through like YouTube and a compressor and like compression. Because if you look at all the screenshots of like the hit effects and everything like that, it's like, damn, this game's gorgeous. Like all the pop art kind of like shit that they got going on and how heavily like themed everything is, I'm like, this shit looks incredible in screenshots. Then you look at it in motion and you go, it looks fine in motion. This is kind of like a, imagine if you took, okay, no, wait, actually that was going to be a really bad example. I was going to say, imagine if you took Marvel Infinite and gave it, like, bumped it up by 5 base points. But then I realized that then I would be saying that the new SNK game looks like fucking Infinite, which isn't true. But you know how Infinite is one of those games that, like, still it looks abysmal. But in motion, it looks fine. Like, it looks okay. That's, like, kind of what's going on with the new SNK game. But kind of inverted, you know? But I think that that's all because the compression is taking away a bunch of the art style. Now, is it going to be any good? I don't have a fucking clue. I haven't played Gaoru, and I don't really care for... Well, it's not that I don't care for SNK games, it's just that they never seem to grab me the way that I want them to. But I do hope that it's good. And if anyone's going, I hope that this game sucks, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You don't want people to have a fun thing? Are you dumb? I kind of wish they didn't change the way the get-up works. After, like, playing enough Tekken 3, I'm like, I'm in keen enjoyment with the way the old get-up system worked, where it was more like melees, like tech chasing, where it's just like, you'll just get blown up if you guess wrong. I'm like, that shit's funny. Now getting up is like, it's really safe. The amount of times that I'm like, I'm gonna hit this fucking guy, and they tech roll, and it's invincible the whole way through, I'm like, this shit sucks. What kind of controller do I use? I use a Combo Obsidian. Because I think that realistically, if you're like ever looking at like buying a controller now, just buy a really nice keyboard. Because fighting game, like I was watching like some Tampa Never Sleeps the other day, the Marvel tournament specifically, and I was like, holy shit, this Magneto is fucking moving. There is no shot that you could ever move like this on a pad or on a stick. But you look at the shit that you can do on a box and you're like, give me those digital buttons, please, I beg of you. But now I'm too, like, set in my ways, where I'm like, it's against the culture to fucking play on a mixed box. And it's like, no, that's stupid, that's like a me problem. But would I ever recommend that you play on a stick? Fuck no. I play on a keyboard and got a mixed box for locals, that's what I'm saying. Stick is fun though. We do love fun maxing, but I don't know, we're living in hard times. I don't think I can drop the cash on fun right now, which is why I'm submitting myself to the Tekken mines. Hey chat, anyone else poor at the moment? Anyone else living in poverty? 10 years on stick and I haven't looked back? How have you not looked back? Surely you play 10 years on stick and then you look at the Zoomer who's been playing on Mixbox for 6 months and you go like, damn, they're good, and I'm ass. And then, you know, you could realize that that's because they're just significantly better than you. They've learned how to train themselves better. They are more attentive to every single game that they play. They store and process information better. Or you could go, they're playing on the funny box and I'm not. Fuck them. That's what I think. Also, somebody's a fucking nerd. Okay. Let me make it clear. Fucking nerd endearing. The moment that you see, like, a Mishima wave dash up to you, it's like, you are a fucking nerd. Do not get me wrong. But do I like it? Of course I do. I played Heihachi. Of course I love that shit. Go off, King. Although, even within that, there is a stipulation. If you are a Kazuya, you are fucking nerd, human resources. But if you're a Devil Jin or a Jin, or even a Reina, you are, you know, thanks, Jin. You're so sweet. Bears need a wave dash? That's what I've been saying that. In Heat, it's like, it feels so wrong that I can do an electric without crouch dashing first. I need that shit. Young Mishimas are zesty with it. I'll give you that. Young Mishimas are zesty with it in a way that I hate as well, because they're just, like, I look at, like, younger Mishimas and I'm like, why wasn't that me when I was that young? What was I doing? Kaz is based. I don't give a fuck. Doya all day. Are you playing Kazuya because you think you're sick? Or are you playing, like, Kazuya because, you know, you just like the guy that's on the cover? Because there's the Kazuya who thinks that he's sick, he thinks that he's gonna take over the world. Every single time he enters a online tournament, he goes 1-2. And he's been doing that for the last 2 years, but you don't get it. If he was playing against Arslan Ash, he would go crazy. He would absolutely trounce this kid. No, guys, you don't get it. You don't get it. I just have a weakness against bad players. I'm like one of those players that does really, really well against all the really good players, but the moment that you put me up against a shitter, I can't play against them. No. And then you got Kazuya, parentheses, just a guy who, like, plays this game once a week, but for some reason goes 2-2 and knocks out the 1-2 guy. Heat smashes are worse than rage drives ever were. I kind of agree. I actually like massive. Ed was like mad at me for this. I'm like, I don't really like the heat system at all. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just on team like the shit that isn't pure movement and fundies isn't fun. Actually, I know that I'm on that team. But I'm like, I wish this game just didn't have the heat system. If you gave me Tekken 8 without the heat system, I would be like really happy. I'd be like, this game's pogging out my mind. Why are you playing the bear then? What do you mean? I'm playing the bear because he's a funny guy, you know, like he's wearing the Heihachi jacket more than anything. More than the fact that he can electric. Well, I guess I am playing Heihachi bears because he can do an electric as well, but like that's only one piece of the puzzle, you know? Kuma is seen as gimmicky, I guess. Yeah, it's true. I kind of wish that, like, Kuma didn't have all the hunting stance shit, because, like, personally speaking, I'm, like, more on, like, the team where I'm, like, I kind of like this bit where it's all just, you're pressing fucking back, and you're pressing down forward 2 at just the right time. I'm like, this is shit I love. And if you could get rid of all the stuff that gives me a stigma of just like a cheese-in guy, then I would be like, yeah, I'm happy. Why are you a bear then if you like movement? You've got a point. There's contradictions. There's contradictions in my argument every time. But like, let me have this. No human has ever had like a 100% solid argument. Mine just happen to be a lot, like, mine just happen to have a lot more holes in them than usual. Remember that. I could poke holes in your arguments all day if you weren't the one, like, you know, if you weren't typing. I know you got a nasty Steve, bro. That's not how being English works, but I respect you attempting to respect the culture, I guess. It's within me. I mean, to be fair, I feel like it kind of is. I look at Steve and I go, I could. He kind of is just like what I like about this game in like some senses. I don't really like the amount of like the frame trap shit that he's got going on, but like the idea of playing off counter hit, I'm like, that sounds really fun. Where it's like your reads are so big that you're just like, I know you're pressing here. I'm like, that shit's cool. Do I want all the frame trap shit that comes with it? Not necessarily, but you know, I can't really complain about the Big Mac meal just because it comes with some pickles. Like, just take the shit out. Stop using it. Stop eating the pickles if you don't like the pickles. Brian does that better in Tekken 8 though. Yeah, but also fucking Brian players are all making Hitler costumes, and so I can't be associated with that. Steve is more of a stance character now, that is true. I don't like stances as well. Stances are kind of like Hongshu. Which was kind of why I was considering playing Kazuya, but then it's like, then I have to be a Kazuya player. Are you going to stay up to watch the Strive reveal? I'll be completely honest, I completely forgot that was even happening. I'm going to make sure that my sights are set as low as possible and let Twitter inform me who gets announced. And so if I care, then I care, and if I don't, then I definitely don't. Oh, it's 1 a.m. UK time? Fuck no then. I'm trying to stay in my Big Betty Buys time era. I've been going to bed at like 10 p.m. every single night, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe all of the doctors were right when they said to get a healthy night's sleep, but I feel incredible when nap time goes good. Not even nap time, that's a lie. Like, no nap in the middle of the day and actually just like going to bed at a normal time, that shit bussin'. He's honking and he's shooing, I'm truing. Reaction YouTubers stealing the thumbnail and putting their own face on it is the peak of shamelessness to me. I mean, yeah. Alright, we'll run this as like the last set. My brain is not here. My brain hasn't been here for the last couple of streams. It's really annoying me. I'm like turning on stream and I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. On Monday, I didn't stream at all because I was like, I'm not feeling it. I'll come back on Wednesday and I'll be feeling it. And now I'm here and I'm like, what are we doing? My brain's got no funnies in me. I've drained my funny juice. I think I just need to like, I think I need to go and have like a major life experience again. Like, it's been ages since I've had, like, a thing where I'm like, what did you do? And it's like, oh, I did that recently. It's been upwards of, like, 3 months now since I've left Milton Keynes, and I'm like, fuck, I need to go and do anything. I found an AI advertisement for conditioner. I've never not wanted to buy something so much in my life. I found, this was a while ago, I found, like, a fake mobile game that was just doing AI-generated versions of other mobile games' advertisements. So, like, you would go from one scantily clad anime girl in the side of the YouTube viewer going, I really don't want to, like, see this in my peripheral every single time I'm watching Folding Ideas, to then going, hold a minute, that's the exact same fucking anime girl. I hate this one, specifically. It was dumb as hell. Like, I understand that, like, advertising, you know, you have to spend a lot on it, but can we not at least, like, spend a little bit of money on making sure that our, like, borderline pornography is at least original? Like, come on, what are we doing? Leon, are you a Marvel player now? No. But Marvel has, like, that beautiful sweet spot in my mind where I look at the game and go, anything is possible, even though I know that, like, physically that's not true. Like, it doesn't matter how hard you believe that a move is going to be minus, it's not going to be minus. But I feel in my heart of hearts every single time that I, like, play it, I'm like, this game feels like it has limitless potential. And that by itself is already really enticing. And then, this isn't something good, by the way, but it is something that I am oddly drawn to. The online is dog shit. It's really bad. And so what I'm imagining is that, much like how I felt about Melee in 2014, I have the ability to, oh my goodness, much like the ability to play Melee in 2014, where you have to go to an online physical location, offline physical location, I feel like I would have to do the exact same for Marvel if I really want to play it, like, properly. And something about that is really, like, enticing. Because, like, when you can't just play a game online and immediately meet, like, every single person who is playing the game, there's, like, a sense of mystery about, like, who's around the corner. Like, oh, who is playing this game in, like, Switzerland that I, like, don't know about? And then it, like, turns out Yar Raiden's there, and he's like, I'm Luigi, and I'm gonna be, like, the third best in Europe, and also I play a character you don't ever want to play against. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, fair enough. Feel bad for the Switzerland scene, but we love that. Is it Switzerland that Yar Raiden's from? Or is he from Luxembourg? I am forgetting. The gambit of bad netcode, that's what I'm saying. I still genuinely believe this. I think that, like, the culture surrounding, like, Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 4 Marvel 3 initially on release, the reason that it was so, like, hype is because, like, all of it had to be offline. So, like, all of it had to be in person. You had to engage with the personality of the person that you were playing against. Nobody was going to come out of online being like, I'm actually a god. They could come out of online and be like, I'm pretty fucking good. But in order for the best players to, like, make themselves known, they had to, like, run it into an airport, fly their way to fucking Calgary, and play against someone who's staying. And I'm like, that's sick. I miss bigger offline focus. That's me as well, but like, it's never coming back, unfortunately. But, you know, here we are. Let's not try and make the last match of the stream too depressing. Me thinking about where Melee was, me finding out where Melee is, going, yeah, I'm never getting it back. I'm never getting those glory days back. It's fine. It's fine that you're never getting those glory days back. Don't be sad about the fact that we're never going to experience the golden age of offline fighting games ever again. Be glad that we experienced it. I didn't experience this shit. I got into fighting games 6 years ago. That's fucking crazy to me. Because in my head, I'm still thinking Guilty Gear XR still has dog shit netcode at that point. So for me, it's like, that's still a thing around that time. But if you're playing like Street Fighter, it's like, no. And like Tekken 7 as well. Sure, Tekken 7's netcode towards like the end was like almost serviceable. But when Tekken 7 initially released, a lot of the beauty was like you had to be in person to prove you were good. Tekken 7 got me into fighting games. I'm just an online warrior. And that's kind of the beauty. You, as an online warrior, had a niche. But now it's like, you're just everybody else. Everyone else is on a Wi-Fi warrior as well. I remember in Tekken 7 when Nomura went to Korea and won their major. Shit was tight. It was a cool time to be interested in fighting games. I mean, it still is a cool time to be interested in fighting games, don't get me wrong. It's just different. I'm in my reminiscing art. Alright, now that it's pitch black, it's time to explode. Then I eat food, and then I continue to watch Slime stream. Probably whilst I edit, I would imagine. Okie doke. We go explosion now. Explosion. I will be back on Friday.